In a remote village nestled in the hills of India, there was a revered monastery that overlooked the lush green valley below. People often traveled great distances to seek guidance from the monks who lived there, known for their wisdom and peaceful ways. Among them was a mysterious monk named Gautam. Gautam had taken a vow of silence for the past 10 years, speaking not a single word to anyone, but his presence alone brought comfort to those around him. In the village nearby lived a young man named Arjun. Curious by nature and always eager to learn, Arjun had heard many stories about the monks on the hill, but one story intrigued him the most: the tale of the silent monk. Some said that Gautam possessed a secret so profound that he chose silence to avoid revealing it. Others whispered that he had seen terrible things in his past and silence was his way of finding peace. Arjun, however, was not one to believe in rumors. He decided to meet Gautam and find out the truth for himself. One cool morning, Arjun made the journey up the steep hill, through winding paths and thick forests, until he finally reached the monastery. He found Gautam sitting under a large banyan tree, his eyes closed in meditation. The monk's calm demeanor and the way the sunlight filtered through the branches made him seem almost ethereal. Arjun bowed respectfully, but could not help asking, "Why have you chosen silence, Master Gautam? Is it true that you carry a secret?" Gautam opened his eyes but did not speak. He simply smiled softly and gestured for Arjun to sit beside him. Despite his frustration, Arjun obeyed and sat quietly. Days passed, and each morning Arjun would return to the monastery, sitting by Gautam, hoping that the monk would eventually speak. But Gautam remained silent, only smiling or occasionally nodding. Then, one day, something unusual happened. As Arjun sat under the banyan tree, he noticed a shadowy figure lurking near the temple's entrance. It was a middle-aged man with shifty eyes, dressed in tattered clothes. The man approached Arjun when Gautam was away. "I see you've been coming here every day," the stranger said in a low voice. "Do you seek the truth about the monk's silence?" Arjun nodded, surprised by the man's directness. "Yes, but no one has ever explained it to me." The man grinned slyly. "There's a reason for that. You see, the monk's vow of silence hides a dark secret. Gautam betrayed someone long ago, a betrayal so grave that speaking of it would destroy everything he holds dear." Arjun's eyes widened in shock. "Betrayal? But Gautam is a monk. Why would he do such a thing?" The stranger leaned closer. "The truth is really simple. If you want answers, go to the old well near the abandoned shrine at midnight. You might find what you're looking for." That night, Arjun's mind raced with questions. Could the silent monk truly be hiding a terrible secret? Determined to uncover the truth, Arjun waited until the moon rose high in the sky before making his way to the well. The shrine, long forgotten and overgrown with vines, had an eerie stillness about it. As he approached the well, he heard faint whispers. The wind, or was it something else? Arjun peered into the well, and to his surprise, he found a rolled up piece of parchment hidden within a crevice. Trembling, he unrolled it and read the faded writing. "The monk who betrayed the temple will find redemption only in silence. Words were his downfall, and they shall never be his salvation." The words chilled Arjun to his core. It seemed the mysterious man was right. Gautam's silence was not a vow of peace, but a punishment. The next morning, he returned to the monastery, torn between respect for the monk and the shocking truth he had discovered. Gautam was meditating again, serene and composed as though he carried no burden. Unable to hold back, Arjun confronted him. "I know about your past, Master Gautam. I know about the betrayal." Gautam slowly opened his eyes, his calm expression unbroken. For the first time in years, the monk spoke, his voice soft yet firm. What you think you know is only part of the story, Arjun. Startled, Arjun listened as the monk finally broke his silence. Long ago, I was part of a different monastery. Gautam began. I had a close friend, a fellow monk named Bhaskar. We both sought the same spiritual path. But Bhaskar's heart grew consumed by envy when I was chosen as the temple's head. In his anger, Bhaskar accused me of stealing sacred texts and betraying the trust of our order. Arjun's heart raced. But did you? Gautam shook his head. Number. But words have power. My attempts to defend myself were seen as pride, and the more I spoke, the more they doubted me. In the end, I was cast out. My only choice was to embrace silence. I realized that speaking would never prove my innocence, only my actions would. I came here to find peace, and in doing so, I found that silence speaks louder than words. Arjun was stunned. Everything he thought he knew had been turned upside down. And the man who told me of your betrayal? Arjun asked. Gautam smiled knowingly. Bhaskar. He has followed me, unable to let go of his hatred. He believes that by spreading lies, he can destroy me. But hatred consumes only the one who holds on to it. I do not hate him, for I found peace in my silence. Arjun's mind swirled. He had been so eager for answers, but now he understood something far deeper. Master Gautam, Arjun said, bowing low, I was wrong to doubt you. Your silence is not a weakness, it is your strength. Gautam placed a hand on Arjun's shoulder. Silence is not about the absence of words, but the presence of understanding. The story of Gautam teaches us that words are not always the answer. Sometimes it is through quiet reflection and action that the truth is revealed. When faced with doubt or accusation, defending oneself with words can often lead to misunderstanding. But by remaining true to oneself and choosing peace over conflict, we can rise above lies and hatred. Silence, when used wisely, can be the most powerful response of all.